Hey there fellow Milsim gamers, with the recent injection of PlayStation 5 and Xbox gamers into the Milsim world and thus also into the Discord world, and a lot of people asking me how they could apply for my Milsim unit, I figured I'd make a quick little guide on how to do just that. Now this could be applicable for a lot of other Milsim units, not just mine, so hopefully it helps some of you out there as well. And if you do not know which Milsim unit to join, then try them out. Join mine and see how you go, and if you are not happy, continue and move on until you find one that you fit in with. Firstly, you will have to join the Discord server for most of these Milsim units. For my Milsim unit, the easiest way is to join through one of the links in the description, and for this specific video, I'll have both of the important links up in the description right at the top for you to find. Now, once you've clicked on the Discord server and you've joined, you'll be met with what you see here pretty much. You might not see all of these, but you will see the rules and the 5 channels below it. Firstly, to get access to the rest of the server, you will need to accept the rules. You click on rules and you click on that arrow there, or the tick mark there. Do not click on any of the others. They do not actually do anything. Only the tick box reaction works. This will then make your name green, so you know now you have accepted server rules. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of people that have not accepted server rules. These will not have access to the rest of the server and thus will not be able to successfully apply. Once you have accepted server rules, you will get access to the TB hub, or the Tactical Bootneck hub, where you can then go and select your role. So if you click on role select, you will be met with this. Firstly, if you want to get access to the community server information, you will have to click on the arma reforger, not tag role, which will give you access to this arma reforger segment here, where you can find the announcements, the server info, and reforger chat. This is where we let everybody know whether the server will be down, or whether we're updating mods, or whether you can have an input into the server itself by suggesting mods, etc, etc. You can accept as many roles as you want. But if you want to specifically apply for tag, so Tactical Activities Group, my Milsim unit, you need to grab the tag reforger Milsim unit role, which will give you access to the Tactical Activities Group area. Here you can click on the application, which will give you a applicant role if you select that. Once you have the applicant role, you will gain access to the rest of the bit, where you will be able to see the intake announcement. Applications aren't always open, and it is only open when we are ready to receive a new batch of members. So once you have your tag applicant role, you will get pinged as soon as we announce the next intake. There currently is an intake which will close this Friday of the week of the release of this video, which will be Friday the 13th of June. So there is still time to apply, and you do this by clicking here on the application form, which will open up the application form. You do not have to necessarily sign in, but you will then have to click next, and this is where the most important information is. The most important bit that you need to be aware of is the joining process and the requirements area. Now, we do have a little bit of a spiel about tag before you apply that you can read and see if this unit is for you. Tag candidates are required to attend 2 mandatory training pipeline sessions in order to be accepted into the unit, which is very important. These sessions take place on Sundays and have a duration of roughly 2 hours. Tag members are required to attend mandatory sessions on Sundays at 6:45 p.m. GMT for operations and 5:30 p.m. BST for the basic pipeline training. Do not apply if you cannot commit to these times. Tag is strictly an 18+ unit. If your application is successful and you are selected, you will be invited to a pre-joining brief on the 13th of June and then start training on the 15th of June. This segment here, these dates change for every application, but that is pretty much the gist of it, of how it works. The Friday at the end of applications will be the pre-joining brief, and then the 15th, or the Sunday after that Friday, will be when training starts. The requirements to join specifically my unit is the applicant must be at least 18 years of age, must be on Tactical Bootneck's Discord server, so must be on my Discord server, and must accept my rules on my server. And you must be available on Sundays from 5 to 29 to 2100. So this is just a rough guide. Obviously the exact times are up here, but you must be available during that time pretty much. Sometimes we do run over GMT, we do run over 9 o'clock, but we try not to. And then the joining process, if you want to join, firstly, you have to submit this form. If your application is successful, then you are on the Discord server, and we can actually find you, which we'll get to in a bit. You will then receive an invite. These invites to the pre-joining brief only happen on the final week of the intake, so it will happen this week for Friday. And it also states there the time, Friday the 13th of June at 2200 BST. Following the pre-joining brief, successful applicants will join the training pipeline, which will start on Sunday the 15th of June at 17:30 BST, so 5:30 BST. We do everything we do on Sundays, whether it's training or operations, everything is on a Sunday, so we make it as easy as we can for everyone to be able to attend. I have a daughter, for example, and what I do, I have a deal with my wife that on Sundays I leave early, not leave early, but I don't put my girl to bed, and I do it elsewhere in the week where I can. Anyway, upon completion of the pipeline, applicants will become part of the tactical activities group. And now when you click next, you will get onto the actual application. You have to fill in every single part of this form, and the more detail you give us, the more likely you are to be accepted. Firstly, you have to be on Tactical Bootneck Discord server. If you are not, you can click here to join. Obviously, if you are, you should click yes. If you're not, you should click yes and then join anyway. Your date of application is the date that you apply for the application, or you put the application in. And your Discord ID, this is where a lot of people struggle. You have to be accurate with this. If we cannot find you on the Discord server, you cannot be invited to the pre-joining brief, and thus will void your application. So I will quickly show you where to go. Essentially, all you got to do is your name is down here. You can click on that and then click copy user ID. Once you've copied that, it will give you that number. This number here, which I will now paste. Ta-da. And also at the same place, down there is where your name is. Ideally, you put in both, but if you only put one, we can still find you for the most part, unless you're inaccurate with the numbers. You will then continue to fill in the form as per the questions. Whether you're PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, doesn't really matter. We accept all. That is more for statistics. You have to be at least 18 years of age. Region does not really matter. The only caveat to that I'll say is Asia and Oceania have a high ping to our servers. Our servers are in London, so you might have a little bit of difficulty playing on our servers at that point. For the most part, and South America as well. For the most part, Europe East, Europe West, North America, and Africa, thus far at least, have not had drastic problems. If you have any experience with Milsim or Milsim groups, then put it here as much information as you can. You have to be fluent in English, and you have to have a good quality mic that is audible, that we can understand you with. If you have any other responsibilities to any other unit that might affect your attendance, you should put that here. This will not automatically void your application if you are in another unit. I do not mind. We do not mind if you are part of other units, as long as it does not affect your attendance. Once you've filled it all in, you can click next, and that will take you to the final creed and the waiver acceptance. This is just because I think it sounded cool, but essentially it is the unit creed of Tactical Activities Group. It is basically your code of conduct that you accept to. And then you have your waiver acceptance, basically stating that you have read and you agree with the creed, and you will do the utmost to honor the tag creed. And then you submit your form. Once you have submitted your form, I will get a notification of that. And the last week of the applications, on the last week of intake, you will get a notification, if you are successful, to invite you to the pre-joining brief. The pre-joining brief will be about 5 to 10 minutes, which is an opportunity for you to ask questions regarding the unit, to confirm that you are actually willing to attend or to at least try, and an opportunity for me to introduce myself, get to know the applicants a little bit, and explain a little bit more about what we do in TAC. Like I said at the beginning, this is specifically for my unit, but there are multiple units out there where that would function the same typical or similar format. So hopefully this helps you. And if it does, please like the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you downrange.